Hi, my name is Choton Basu. I'm a professor at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. This is a brief conversation on social entrepreneurship, almost like a primer. So welcome and let's get going. So I'm a professor, like I said, at UW-Whitewater, and so I wear two hats. So not only do I work as a professor and faculty and do all my work related to that, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a founder of companies, and I've been a consultant advisor to a lot of nonprofits and other for-profit businesses. So that's kind of my background. And some of the companies and the logos that you see there are companies and organizations I'm related to. I really like this quote. I want to share this at this point as we get into social entrepreneurship. It's from Mark Twain, and the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. So social entrepreneurship is all about purpose, and it's really about this purposeful living and actually finding your purpose. And most people think you stumble upon it. My belief is that you can actually build your purpose. And that's what the essence of social entrepreneurship is. So, what I've done is that to focus within the area of social entrepreneurship is two areas that I really spend my time on. Number one, sustainability of nonprofits. So I'm involved with several nonprofits, and what I try to do is to help them become sustainable with respect to their projects and things that they are trying to impact. And the way I do that is the second part, which is I use creative business models, and I try to balance the people, planet, profit. Social, environmental, economic is the other way to say it. So you have to be profitable to make the entire project sustainable. But if you can balance the social and the environmental at the same time, that is the ultimate solution. To me, that's what I like to do. So we've been quite successful at this at our university. I work with a student group called Enactus, which is a highly competitive global organization. And in the United States, where we compete, we have been starting to see some pretty good success. And by using these principles we have been kind of learning, we actually ended up doing really, really well, which started with the process in 2016, where this team that you can see, they all came together, really put us on the right track, and the Enactus chapter at Whitewater really began to start doing better and better. And because of them, in 2021, we actually won the national championship. It was a very big deal. With the limited resources we have been very successful, and we are trying to get consistent. Even in 2022, which is this last year, we were runners up, just missed it again by one. But the point is that we are starting to do some things right. So one of the quotes that I've heard a lot of people tell me when we talk about social entrepreneurship or nonprofits is, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. To me, social entrepreneurship goes beyond this quote. And Bill Drayton, who's the founder of Ashoka Changemakers, has this excellent way of kind of explaining this quote and maybe taking it a step further. So he said it's not just to give people fish. It's not to just teach them how to fish, but it's to build a new and better fishing industry. That's what we are really about. And that's what I take pride in trying to work with my students, and the different projects that I do for companies is really rethinking and reframing the problem and coming up with solutions that tend to have a great future and they're sustainable. That's what we try to do. So the fundamental things that we work with is to use business as a force for good. So you apply the principles and stuff that we learn. And here are some great social entrepreneurs who've done some amazing work. If you can probably Google them and you'll recognize some of the people. Patagonia is in the news recently because of some amazing things that they have done and recent changes that the founder has made. Tom's Shoes, Grameen Bank are some other examples. You can Google them and you'll find these people listed in top social entrepreneurs. But that's who they are, and they apply the principles of business to solve it in the way that we were talking about earlier, which is to balance the social impact, environmental impact, while being profitable to keep it sustainable. So I think it's probably good if we kind of define social entrepreneurship. This is kind of the definition I like. I'm a little biased towards the way it's set up. So I look at social entrepreneurship as a for-profit business model. So it should make money, otherwise it's very difficult to make it sustainable. But it should strive to make a positive impact on social issues and or the environment. If you can combine all three, that's the ultimate way to do this. So what I found is there's 4 dimensions that typically people get involved with when we do this. They're typically about a cause. I think in French they call it a raison d'etre. They need to be highly creative, entrepreneurial, and have the sense of being able to follow through. They have to build skills like the business models I was talking about earlier, learning to experiment ideas, and also learning how to do partnerships. And you have to be authentic if you're going to be in this field, because people who are in this field will be able to sniff out if you're not authentic. So it's very, very good to be involved in something that you care about genuinely. So where is the future of social entrepreneurship headed? I see a lot more opportunities for competitions, even at a high school level. So this organization that I work with, they are launching Planet Pitch. You can Google that. It's a high school competition, a global high school competition, trying to look at the social impact and social good. Enactus, like I mentioned earlier. But the future of social entrepreneurship is really focused on what is called the UN 17, United Nations 17. Google that, you'll see what it's about. But it's the different areas, what we call the sustainable development goals, that you should be aspiring to impact with your social solution. So that's kind of, in a kind of a quick primer and brief conversation. There will be more, I promise. But here's what I'm going to leave you with, that the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old things, but on building new. So build the future, and that's where we are headed. I hope this was helpful. I should have more materials for you, and welcome to the world of social entrepreneurship. Thank you.